I've got to make a softer transition than that somehow. Howdy, y'all. This is Macron. I'm here with my buddy Jason, otherwise known as Dirty Invincible. We are here for session 3 of Tales from the Bloody Rift. This is our Starforged, or IronSworn Starforged game. The we are in the third session. This is the second session we've broadcast. We're doing that going forward. Thursday nights. We're gonna try to take only 1 week a month off, but we'll see how that goes. We'll broadcast as often as we're able to on Thursday nights. We're gonna aim to start, I think, at 7:30. I think that's a good starting time. I don't know if I put that down on the schedule. I will update that if that's not in the schedule. So I'm gonna start. I'm gonna do the session recap from last time. Last time on Tales from the Bloody Rift, Kayla and Sage found themselves getting or leaving a meeting with a Firebird Bionics Corp middle manager named Yukon Barrick, where he had kind of forced them to agree to do a job for him that would put them at odds with their original fixer, Stimmy. After talking about it on their way back to Eris, or no, I'm sorry, Sagan, Kayla and Sage agreed to pretty much just lay things on the line with Stimmy, seeing as how they had a little bit more history with her, and an original fixer of theirs had known her. So they head back to Sagan and talk to Stimmy and let her in on what happened. She seemed to already kind of have an idea of what happened and guessed pretty well who was involved and whatnot. So she, with the original contact that she had sent us to meet dead, sets us up with another contact. Basically, we're on our own this time, though. No warning. We just have to reach out and get a hold of her. Then we tried to, Kayla tried to, get some supplies from Stimmy. Reasonable request, I think, right? Like reasonable, right? Just just being, just looking for some friendly assistance. And unfortunately, this really upset Stimmy somehow. We don't know how or why. It just really upset Stimmy. And she did not appreciate that. So she looks at us as kind of cheapskates from now on. I think at least until we fix that in her eyes. So Sage and Kayla set off to meet up with this new contact. We reach out, make contact with this new contact, Lydia, and then we set out to meet her. Meeting her in deep space, just outside of range of the station's sensors. She's a little skittish, and obviously, one of her coworkers and someone she knew to some degree was just murdered for this information that she has. So she told us basically how we could get to this, where the information would be. It'd be in this, they have all these data stores all over the station, and it's in this one particular data store, and we need specific access to get in there. And once we get in there, we can pull it out of a terminal there. But that's as much information as she can give us, so we're kind of stuck on our own. And so that leaves us. We try to make friends. Kayla's a very friendly person, so she reaches out, tries to make friends, and paranoia gets the better of Lydia, and she just takes off. So we're stuck kind of trying to figure out how we're going to get in there. And Sage and Kayla talk it over and come to the conclusion that we can probably leverage Yukon Barrack to do this by pretending to be getting into Sagan's good graces with a job. Um, which realistically, we're not lying to him, right? Like that. I think that was the thing, right, Jason? You were just saying,
Yeah.
realistically,
Yeah.
we're not lying to him. So it's not a bluff so much as just telling him the truth and hoping that he accepts the truth without realizing the negative consequences, I guess. I feel like though Yukon has already kind of shown himself to be a little bit of like that middle managery kind of jackass who's
Yeah.
doesn't necessarily have what it takes to be a super epic, but thinks he is, and so I think we can play that. Think that plays into our hands a little bit there. So unless the game turns this around on us and then he becomes the main villain for the series, that would be hilarious. So this is where we find ourselves right now. Getting to the start of this game, we are on our ship just outside sensor range of the space station Eris, which is orbiting Arakoth, which is a gas giant. Um, the space station's owned by Firebird Bionics. That's who Yukon Barrack works for, and we're getting ready to go get in touch with Yukon Barrack to try to convince him to help us steal his company's information so that we can pretend to be getting on the good side of people that he wants us to be embedded with. Jason, we're gonna do our intro vignette pieces, and I think Jason's gonna do his first here.
Okay. Like last time, we're going to start with a little bit of olive oil. Then,
Damn it!
uh,
I clipped
yes.
that. Did you see I clipped that?
No.
Stupid vinaigrette.
Okay.
I caught it earlier
But
this time. Did you hear that?
yes. Anyways, okay. So for realsy, so we cut to a scene. We're aboard the the bridge of the flagship of Clan Yonar. Um, a lot of the crew are busy hustling around, getting reports in order. And one of them, there's a discussion is taking place between who appears to be the captain and one of the officers, uh, saying that giving a report of this planet that appears in front of them looks pretty mild, temperate climate all around, almost like a paradise. There's no signs of any intelligent life, and the fleet it's starting to run low on fuel and supplies. So this planet looks as good as any other. So Captain gives the orders, and the whole fleet of Clan Yonar lands on the unknown planet below. Uh, First few weeks, settlers are unloading their equipment and supplies. They clear space for the construction of their new clan hall. Eventually, the hall's erected, but soon the settlers start noticing that the food provisions are starting to wither away a lot faster than expected. Something unknown. Uh, the first crops that they planted won't be ready in time, and now the settlers have to go hunt for food. The While hunting, the beasts of the world prove very formidable. They're extremely cunning. Even the seemingly lowliest of creatures can best their most skilled hunters. But eventually, they manage to take one down. And one thing seemed odd about this creature. Uh, After it gave its final breath, a smaller creature seemingly pulled away from it with a little like anime like eyes and mouth, kind of like a Pokemon. If you can imagine something like Eevee, but with like smaller cat-sized ears, not quite so bushy of a tail, and it just blinks a bunch and looks up curiously at them. End scene.
Scene. Very nice. So, I'm gonna do. We'll do one today too. I'm gonna start with a younger looking Kayla, slightly younger, not much younger, but maybe a couple of years. You know, she's 20. She's in her mid 20s right now. This is her in her like late teens, maybe 20 at the latest. She's been hustling for a while, and she's got a look of determination on her face as she kind of walks into the local ship dealer. And let's see, his name is going to be Derp Jerkison. Dealer Derp Jerkison. Which, by the way, I'll take this moment to advertise. I know I don't have the blurps and stuff going right now for this kind of content. I'm working out what we're going to do for that kind of stuff. But what we do have is if you spend your channel points, there is a option to name a thing. Wait, what is it called? Wait, what did I call it?
Name generator. It says.
Name generator. Thank you. It's at the very bottom on the lower right. It's called name generator. And basically, you pay your channel points and give us a name, and we'll use that as one of the next things that comes up. Whether primarily randomly generated within the game. If there's certain backstory things for ourselves, we will generally keep those names to ourselves. But the the random things we generate in game, the people, places, things, you can give us a name, and we will use that. So just advertising that service. So Jason used this previously a couple of my streams ago to suggest the name Derp Jerkison, so that's my ship dealer. Derp, an
Seems
older,
like we would get that ship from him,
right? He seems like an older. I'm thinking, Derp Jerkison in my mind. I see him as a what do you call it? An earnest, kind of a goofy, wacky older gentleman. A little off, like people know him to be kind of out there. So as Kayla walks in, he goes, "What do you want, Kayla?" This is the third time this week you come in just window browsing. Kayla, determined look on her face, keeps moving forward towards him, reaches into her pocket, pulls out a cred stick, bam, drops it on the table. She says, "The difference this time is I have enough double dollars to pick something up. I'm getting off this heap, and I want that Corvette." She looks over his shoulder. You can see out the window there's an array of ships out there, and most of these are like small ships, not necessarily like long haul, but there's a few smaller long haul ships, and one of those smaller long haul ships is this nice looking Corvette. It's a little old, it's a little past its prime, but it's still in good shape, and it looks pretty good. It's kind of sexy as a ship. And Derp kind of looks over his shoulder at it and then looks back at her and says, "I doubt you have the creds for that." I doubt you have the double dollars for that, because we're not calling them creds, we're calling them double dollars. I need to remember that. He takes the stick, he looks at it, he checks it, and she's got a pretty sizable amount on there. And he knows what he has to do. And he says, "Oh, you do have enough double dollars for that. Can I offer you a deal, though?" And she looks like she might not be shaking off this patch. She really wants that Corvette because it's a sexier ship. It's one of the sexier ones he has, at least. And there's not a huge number of like ship dealers out here, so he's probably got the best selection of these. So she's like, "Okay, well, what do you mean for deal? What deal wise? What are you talking about here?" Derp says, Well, I've got this other frigate, and it's just taking up space, and it's very nice, but it's not something that anyone around here is going to want to buy. So what if I just just take half the price off for you? It'd be a little less than that Corvette, but get some clear me some space in my lot and get you in something that probably help you out a bit. And Kayla does not know what to think. Derp has never been a friend per se, more of an acquaintance. She's done some jobs for him, and he knows what kind of work she's in. But she doesn't understand why he's willing to sell it to her so cheap. She's like, I don't know what you're getting at here, but let me take a look. And then we like fade to black, and she goes, things happen. Okay.
Okay.
So we needed to talk about something before we got too deep into this one. Essentia. We want to talk about what the Essentia look like because we hadn't really discussed it, even though we've included them in a few things. So, one thing to bear in mind is we have the kind of hanging loose thread where Cerebrus is possibly some kind of Essentia egg or some kind of place where Essentia, where an Essentia is going to be birthed or something like that.
Yeah.
And then and then also the Essentia destroyed your people, right? Like that's the other big event we have from them, right?
That's the other big event we have, and also the Essentia created Tim's people.
Oh, yeah, oh, they created Tim's people. Okay. So they created Tim's people, they destroyed your people. When they destroyed your people, I mean, like, was this like, did they annihilate the planet your people are from, or did they?
Oh yeah, they went on full on Death Star on it.
Okay.
Yeah. The only thing that the Essentia came up when we were rolling truths
Yep.
For this world.
Yep.
Where's the truths at?
They are the
life forms.
Life was seeded and engineered by the Essentia.
Yeah,
They're
and that's
the
one of the
architects
truths
of life in the Forge, and they're omniscient and powers of purpose beyond comprehension. Oh no, that was the other thing. Well, what isn't
But there was one of the other truths was like the precursors.
Yeah.
And it was kind of fitting that it worked really well that and also I think religion and magic also fit into it as well. It's one of those things where like everything just wrote itself. It was perfect.
Yeah, like and like these things can like because that was the thing was I remember the precursor thing. I totally forgot about the religion thing, talking about the primordials, which like this could all just be different names for the same thing, kind of thing, right? Like, is that what you're thinking?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
And so yeah, there's some conflation between the primordials, precursors, and the Essentia. So it seemed like that fit really well. That the Essentia were the ones that were the precursors, and that people, because they're very rarely seen, crazy powers. People are obviously gonna worship them as like primordials or something like that, and so those are the things that we've kind of gotten already established. The only other thing that came up was during last week's vignette when I introduced Tim's people, essentially encountering them when they came to basically doing what Essentia do, tinkering with life, creating new types of life, and that's one of the life forms that they created was Tim's people. And so that was supposed to be a flashback of either the Essentia or maybe even another one of their creations that are working as like lab assistants for them. So I didn't say that was an Essentia, but it could be. And so that's part of um, ironing out what the essentially are right now to help establish more of that stuff for backstory flavor when we do the
Okay.
vignettes.
Okay, so what do we? So then, what do we need for ironing these guys out a little bit more? Like, I think we see where all their link where they linked everything. Do we need like?
Like the appearance.
Do you want physical? Okay, so like physical description and just some generic stuff that we know about them
Yeah,
based on all this stuff. Okay, cool.
probably more, and it's probably going to be more mythical stuff, right?
Yeah, yeah. So they're gonna where they're more like it's like stories about them being gods and stuff like that kind of thing, or like
Yeah,
or yeah.
or like how her
No
early
one's
humans
seen
were
them
like,
or interacted with them directly necessarily recently, you know.
yeah.
So what? Oops. 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 Okay, so these guys created Tim's people. They we they killed Sage's people. Probably the primordials that are worshipped by religions. They are the precursors.
Oh, they got
Okay.
their own journal entry. Okay.
Yeah, I added I added one for them. Just adding some information. I'm like, we need to keep track of this stuff because otherwise my brain is not going to work too well on this.
Yeah, for sure.
So okay, so let's do this. So you want to roll some stuff? Let me switch over to our desktop cam. All right.
Righty here.
So what do we? Let's see. Maybe what would this be? What would this cover? What would be
And
covered by
there's
this?
environment. I'm looking at the oracles now
Oh, whoops, shit.
for because looking at the rules and there's like a creature generator thing.
Oh
Um,
yeah, let's do it.
yeah, probably the oracles.
Is it uh
Um,
is it listed in the rule book?
it's in the reference guide.
It's in the reference guide. Okay.
Yeah, but it also looks like it's in the oracles in Foundry.
Yeah, yeah. It's pretty much just the oracles in the foundry. Okay.
Yeah,
Let's see. Let me zoom out real quick.
do we want to start rolling?
Yeah, yeah.
Am I
Let's
rolling?
do. So,
Environment
um, yeah, creatures,
or basic
environment.
creature form.
Okay, yeah. So we do creature form, and then first look. We can do a first look or two. So, and this is I'm going to say anything that we come up with right now. This is going to be how they present to humans. So,
Yeah,
like, it
do you
could
remember?
be.
Or did you ever watch Babylon 5?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know
I
where
don't remember it super clearly, but I did watch Babylon 5, yes.
the Ambassador Kosh?
He had the suit, right? Is
Yeah,
that the suit guy? Yeah.
but like when he revealed himself, it was like people saw him like how they thought he would look like, not necessarily what he actually looked like.
Yeah. Or like, the
Yeah, the
Emperor.
Vorlons. Eric knows what we're talking about. We are all Kosh. Well, that's why I feel like that guy. If we do end up making him one of the Essentia or something like the Essentia, it makes sense that he would appear to us as a human or something, right?
I feel like this is they've revealed or like not they've revealed their true form, but this is what they generally show themselves as. So like, I feel like if I don't know for sure, but maybe they can present they can either psychically manipulate us or like physically change form or something like that. But just whatever we come up with today is the like default what humans see when they look upon these people or when they what they know about these people. Like
Well, I figured we'd also have seen them uncover like ruins that have depictions of them on them as well.
and maybe some of those are very similar to the images of the primordials that people worship in these different religions.
Yeah.
Okay, so what? So yeah, I think we need the form. I think they're. Let's see. Let me see what the tables look like, because I think they're like space creatures, right? Like they have some capability of living and existing in space without any physical support. Maybe.
Yeah. What is this?
Oh yeah, I don't get
I don't
the.
understand the basic creature form table.
Okay,
Oh,
so
I see
if you
what.
look on
Okay.
the other page, yeah, it says choose the closest match for your location, and then based on the location, those numbers are different. The numbers you can roll are different. So, which I mean, I don't. That's interesting. So I think if you just do, uh, oops, I think if you just do basic form space, that would get you the ah,
Hey, that's kind of
space
what I was
rays.
thinking.
I was kind of assuming we were going to end up with space whales, which I don't even know if they're on the list. I didn't see if they were on the list, but I just assumed that we were
Like
going to get space whales.
from the abyss.
Or the abyss or
Like what I was the weird like ray looking suits that they have, but they have the little tiny alien bodies in them.
from the abyss.
Yeah,
All I can think of is that movie,
yeah.
which abyss. We're not talking about the
I'm
abyss.
talking about the
Oh,
movie. Yeah, with Michael
the
Bean.
because I always forget it's an alien thing. Yeah. I
Yeah,
always just remember the water creature.
the aliens control the water
I know. Yeah.
creature thing, and then they go down deeper and find the
When they
alien
when they get in the
mothership
suit
thing.
with the that fills up with the liquid that they can breathe.
Yeah, but now that if they look like that, then that would fit with the vignette that I introduced last week with them having glowy, uh, phosphorescent limbs.
It could be their wings or their tail or what.
Hmm? Well, they had arms and stuff.
They look like a manta ray, but with like human arms just sticking out the bottom.
Yeah, if manta rays were like upright and not
They walked around
horizontal.
right with this big, huge body profile, very flat, but like standing up, like a sheet of paper standing up on
Yeah,
edge.
I mean, if you put in abyss alien into your Google, you'll see exactly what they look like.
Oh, okay.
See what I mean? They
Yeah,
look kind of like a manta ray, but they also have
I
like
got you.
arms and they can manipulate stuff with digits, and they've got
I need a
eyeballs in the mouth.
I need a thing to I need to make a scene. Remind me, I need to make a scene to share images and stuff. I don't have an easy one, and I'm too lazy to do it right now. Okay. So let's see. So we got Ray body looks like aliens from Oblivious. Okay, so we got that one, and so we know that. So I'm gonna under that subheading, I'm gonna put phosphorescent limbs. So we know, we remember that.
Okay, medium person sized. I did mean to roll that, but I didn't necessarily mean to roll it right then. But
so yeah, so when we see them, when people see them, they're not like, they don't come across as like these massive spacefaring things. They look like, our size. Okay, I'm with you on that. So let's do so I think the next is some first look table. See what other kind of details we get out of them. I would just roll one, see what it comes up as, and then if we feel like it, we can roll again.
Iridescent, it writes itself.
Well, now I think it's listening to us. Now I think the microphones are picking us up.
It writes itself.
Oh, dude, yeah, for real, right? That's the best part about this game so far has been that it just keeps going. It just continues to take itself forward in the most logical way possible that Dice could possibly get. Okay, so so that matches. I think we need something else though. I want something like
something else for first look, or
yeah, something else from first look, something that we're beyond what we already know.
Whoa. Okay. Visible symbiote. Again, it's writing itself. What does it have to do with Tim's people? Why are they creating more what are Tim's people? This is great.
Let me put this one out here, okay? The ray-bodied people are not the way that humans see these things. But when we see when we see them, we see humans. But they have like a little angel on their shoulder, kind of ray person. That's their symbiote. And that's them trying to make it look like, oh, hey, we can work together. That's like they're like reassuring, like, see, it's okay. We're friends with other humans. It's cool. But it's really just that. It's just a projection of them.
That guy from Babylon 5, Malden.
Balden from Babylon 5?
He was like working for the dark spidery people and was possibly one of them, but he looked human. Morden. Yeah.
Morden? Oh, yeah.
A human edited by the Shadow. Okay.
But yeah, so maybe that's the thing. Is like when we see them, we see a medium-sized person, like a regular human being. But
maybe because I have Tim as a symbiote, I see that aura that you're talking about.
Oh, so we don't see it, but you see it because you're like your people see the symbiote because your people were they wanted your people to live with the symbiotes kind of thing, and so it's kind of your default vibe.
They didn't want us to live with the symbiotes.
Oh, they didn't want you to.
That's why they killed our planet, because we were messing around with the symbiotes. Maybe they're like, oh no, they can see our true form. Can't have that. There we go. Motivation for them to blow up our peoples.
Visible symbiote to Sage's people.
Tim,
What's your name of your
Tim,
group?
Tim.
To Tim's people.
Yeah. Which, by virtue of him being my symbiote, I get to pick up on that. Maybe eventually, I don't think it'd be an asset thing I have now, but maybe something to work towards. And maybe that's why us using Tim's people as symbiotes is a threat to them. They can't get up with their shenanigans without us calling them out on it.
Do you want to do? You want to do one random revealed creature aspect that we could kind of try to tie to something in world?
Yeah.
Because that's kind of a list of cool things.
Okay. Burrower?
Oh goddamn! I need to remember to keep that up. Burrower. Oh, hey, there you go. See? So, maybe these things like have like a life cycle that ties into the way the universe works. And that they hit a certain point and they form a planet around themselves and they hibernate through whatever metamorphosis they go through. And them coming out is such a huge release of energy that it destroys vast sections of, huge portions of the galaxy. And that ties back to, so that gets us to what the religious people want to do with their with Cerberus. So they want to do this there because this is an essentia. They don't necessarily know it's an essentia, but uh, their whole thing is trying to release this. Trying to build this temple to release this energy to destroy the universe or the galaxy or whatever. The Forge, at the very least. So that's them doing their thing. Then, we've got something that maybe ties back into the Bloody Rift itself. So like something about this planet being here is a part of the Bloody Rift, and that's why there's this connection between the two and between the further religion there. Maybe
that also maybe the burrowing thing. Maybe that's not just something they do when they. Well, I don't know. Like, is he leveling up, hibernating, or something? But maybe that. Oh, that's why they. Okay, because we found them on our planet and on Tim's people's planet. Maybe they were hibernating under there, dug too deep or something one day, woke them up. They're like, hey, whoa, 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 whoa. None of this. You interrupted our slumber. Too soon!
and it didn't have the same impact that it would have if they had stayed hibernating for another 800 years or how many more years they had.
Yeah.
But it still was enough to blow up the planet, maybe some like neighboring planets or something like that.
Yeah.
To cause a big enough catastrophe to nearly annihilate your people and Tim's people.
Yeah.
Okay, I like where we're going with this. So
You want to do the encountered behavior? I think I've encountered enough of their behavior.
I think for that's I think that's geared more towards when we meet them, but also I think we're kind of going down that path ourselves to figure out like we see more of what they do, how they fit into the world, and then we'll figure out whether or not they're benevolent or assholes or
Yeah, looking at the encounter behavior table, like they're already like apex predator top of the list
Yeah,
there. That wouldn't. Yeah,
it's not like it would really like.
no point
Yeah,
in
there's
rolling
not
it.
there. Yeah, because I mean, we already kind of know too that they're they're these like god level things. So
Yeah.
see how that goes. To create planets to hibernate. All right. Okay. So I think that's a good. I think that's a good jumping off point for the Essentia there. I think we got enough. I think we got enough to go off of there. Is there anything in specific that you were looking for from these that we haven't
Oh, this
covered
is
already?
perfect.
Okay.
Yeah, this filled out tons.
So okay. So that's the Essentia. Okay, so we already kind of set the scene earlier. We are on board uh Kayla's ship, the Mercy. We are just in deep space, just outside of range of uh Eris's the orbiting space station Eris's sensors. We let's see.
Oh, we get
We started the session.
bonus.
We yep, I know we did. I was just gonna look that up. We did begin a session, and I think we get our so we get one momentum plus one momentum. I figure out how to do this better. Let me leave that up and move this over. Just deal with it being all on top of each other. Okay, so we get one momentum. You're doing way better than I am because I burned my momentum already. This last one. What? Okay. So we probably, I think our first step is to reach out to Yukon because we haven't really talked to him yet.
Yes.
Um, so let's see. Probably compel, charm, pacify, encourage, or barter. Yeah. And we're not lying. Again, we are not lying about this to Yukon, right? We're pretty much just telling him like we may not be we may be omitting certain truths. Like I don't want to tell him everything about it, but I would tell him enough to and just let him know that the only thing that we're really lying about is that we are trying to get on his good side, or we're trying to get on the Sagan people's good side, which we aren't really. I mean, it's not really them, but uh, Stimmy that we're more concerned about. Um, yeah, so I feel like there's a lie in there somewhere, though. No matter how we try to like shape it, that we don't want to tell him everything, and so I feel like that's still a shadow role.
Yeah.
But I think the advantage we have there
I
is
mean, we swindle for sure.
I'm a scoundrel, so I get to add +2. Oh yeah, so I can talk to him. And I can add +2 to the roll on that, which is good because my shadow's only one. That's not. I'm not a very good liar. How are we both so bad with shadow?
Well, I'm large,
Whoa there.
barbarian looking.
I am a small young woman. Not small, just not huge, you know. I am a female Han Solo. I'm not a okay. So I'm gonna reach out to Yukon. I'm gonna say to him basically, look, uh, they don't know us they don't know us very well, and it's hard to get some of this information from them, and we don't exactly have an in with them. So we need to make this, we need to do something for them. We need to scratch their backs, and then they'll relax around us a little bit, and we can get the information he's looking for. And he can trust us because we're mercenaries, and that's cool. That's what we do. So, um,
Totally
it's
trustworthy.
just we seem trustworthy. Would he like to join our party? Is what I'm asking. um, yes, Han Solo. Uh, so yeah, so I'm gonna that's what I'm gonna say to him if this all works out okay. I'm gonna add two and roll shadow. A
Okay.
weak hit. Okay. So on a weak hit, they'll do what we want or agree to our conditions. But and we take one momentum. But the agreement comes with a demand or complication. God damn it! How many of these are we gonna run into?
A lot, because I mean,
It's gonna be a lot of this, like, okay, but to do that, you got to do this first. Okay, but to do that, you got to do this first. Okay, but to do that, you got to do this first.
yeah, not everything's
Well,
going to be a strong hit.
maybe maybe the complication here isn't, hey, you got to do something else for me. Maybe the complication here is he's going to stand over our shoulder while he does while we. No, no, no. That's too much. That's like too much risk.
Yeah.
What's the complication here? Hmm. I feel like the complication here is going to be he's just going to suggest, well, what if I just give you random data? Like, why do you need real data?
Okay.
I think that opens up the opportunity for us to convince him. I think Kayla would be a little quick with it and go, we need, they're asking for very specific data that they know, roughly what the contents are, what they should come out to. And if we bring them something that's obviously fake, they're going to not believe us, or they're going to have a problem with what we did for them. And I don't want to, raise any red flags. I think that would be another compel, maybe, to try to get him past the.
Yeah. What is that though? Like, are you encouraged to stack up the same move like that?
I doubt it.
Um,
Let's see.
hmm.
So I feel like in this case, okay. So here, okay. So it explains here. Making moves matters. So for example, you're trying to convince a faction leader to agree to an alliance. You role play how to attempt to reason with them. Then you make the compel move and fail. They refused. Why? Okay, there we go. It's back. It should be back at least.
Yep.
Okay. Okay. So how? What? So what's the complication here then? Is he going to demand something else? Maybe
Moves up the timetable for our thing.
he's like, nope, you just got to deal with it, man. He's like, I can't help you. No, because it's a hit though, right?
Yeah, it
So
is
he'll
a hit.
do it.
You do it,
He'll
yeah.
he'll do what we asked him to. We just need to figure out what the complication is. So, uh, maybe instead of maybe he moves the goalpost for us, and he's like he still wants the initial information he asked us for, but he's going to need for this kind of investment, he's going to need us to do a whole lot more than just that.
Yeah.
And so he said, he'll maybe he leaves it kind of vague and basically, it's like you owe me a favor, that kind of thing,
Yeah.
uh, or just like like what do you call it? Sometime in the future, I will contact you, and you will have to do something for me.
I think that's reasonable.
Okay, so he kind of just wryly like said, basically is like, yes, I will help you with this, little thing to try to gain their confidence. But in order to help you with this, we're going to have to make this worth my while. You're going to have to do some more work for me, but we'll start with just getting that information about where their resources are being stored for the what's it called? The terraforming. For the what's it called?
There we go. I added a note.
Let's back up. I have to drop my outgoing bitrate for this. I don't know. Okay, let me leave the software up. That helps. I need to get like more windows. What I need to do is start playing on my laptop and then just use my desktop to do the streaming stuff. Okay, let's try this again. Okay, so Yukon agrees to help us, requires us to, basically requires a future favor. Let's say he basically, since he's agreeing to help us, he'll say, he'll let us know, hey, wait for a call from so and so.
Okay.
So he'll let's see, let's get Don John running here. Noah Blackburn. Wait for a call from Noah Blackburn. He'll tell you where to go, and he'll make you meet up with you and walk you through what you need. And so we sit and wait. Write this down now. So what like do you think with where he's at, this is just an easy thing? This isn't going to be a problem. Like if he's handling getting us in there.
Well, yeah, because he's in charge of security.
That's a good point. That's a good point. So so this is just going to turn into this exercise of, oh, okay, well, we just, show up, walk with him, do our thing, leave, all good, no questions asked, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think unless there's unless we can come up with something else for this, I think maybe we just do a. Isn't there a move to do the like to just generically do a thing?
What, um,
There is. There's like, oh, what's a? It's like because there's one for battles, but I think there's one for just doing a. Or at least I thought there was. I might be wrong.
hmm? Which move?
So there's a under combat moves. There's a battle move. I thought there were a couple other ones that were like battle. It's like it's like say, oh, we're going to go into a fight, but we don't really want to do every individual action in the fight. We don't want to go through the whole process of it because it's either it's way below us or it's something that we it's just it's not exactly the it's just kind of tripping us up to do the roll through the mechanics there. So you do like one move and it kind of gives you the general gist of how things went and then you work it out from there. I thought there was one
Fate.
for
I mean, Fate.
oh, it was under fate.
It would be the one. That's the generic, like how likely, unlikely, right?
Yeah, but I thought there was something closer to like the way battle works, like where it's kind of a more it's like a generic scene jump. I can't find it though, so
Yeah,
maybe we just ask the oracle then.
I think that is a just a Fate move
Okay.
because I don't see anything like that for other stuff.
Okay.
Um,
So I think
unless you can find it.
so. Given that he's a manager in security, and he knows he has access and can get us places. I would say I would say probably likely less than almost certain, but more than 50-50. So like something could still complicate things. But
I think the only other thing that could be would be secure an advantage, maybe if you didn't want to do a Fate.
no, because yeah, I think that has more to do with though preparing yourself to like so buffing yourself prior to doing a move so that uh preparing yourself for your next move essentially. I think fate works. Fate works for this. I thought there was something closer to what battle does.
Yeah, I mean, that's all I see.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's all good. So yeah, so it likely makes about sense. I think that's isn't that oh god damn it. Yes. We succeed. Yeah, 75%.
Okay.
Okay. So, Noah Blackburn calls us, gives us the information. It tells us, dock here, go through the security checkpoint. I'll be waiting on the other side. And so we have to do our kind of we do the same thing. I'm assuming that they are handling the fact that we are known criminals, known space criminals here, given that we ran into that problem last time. But even so, I would probably take pains to make myself not look like myself exactly. So maybe like put some a wrap over my head or something. I don't know. I
Right.
would
Like
put something
tip,
over Tim to make sure he doesn't sneeze.
antihistamine. Yeah, yeah. Here, have some Benadryl, Tim. Claritin.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Just do a little makeup, but just bleach my hair, and we're all good. So yeah, so we'll we leave, we go do the thing. He takes us back to the secure room, gets us past the initial
Bloop,
guards,
bloop, bloop.
and then just kind of waits next to us while we sit down and access the terminal. And Kayla, even though she's younger and more hip and with it than maybe Sage would be with technology, she's still like hunting pecs on her keyboard, and so it's a very slow process getting this data. She is not a speedy tech person. So we get that data, we get out, we find ourselves back on the Mercy, and I'm just like, Kayla's like, well, that was easy. We just had to go through all that. The slight sarcasm maybe lost on Sage a little bit, but he gets it, I'm sure.
You just tell the truth. You know, it always works.
Why don't we just go find this guy to begin with? I don't understand. Are we back, Sailor? I hope we are. Okay. So we find ourselves back on the Mercy. We head back to Sagan. Are we gonna? Do we want to do a? Do we do a thing when we travel there? Set a course. Make
Of
sure that nothing
course.
crazy happens. Okay.
Yeah. Aye, aye, Captain.
Let us do set a course. Oh, ho, 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 ho. Uh,
Cool.
damn it.
Cool, cool, cool.
And I don't have enough momentum to turn that into a weak hit. All right, let's pay the price. I don't know what that is. I don't know what this is at this point. Let us pay the price.
Oh,
Oh
okay.
man. Was the gravity well was here at Eris,
Y-
right?
yeah, Kayla,
Okay.
I thought you programmed the thing.
Kayla went through this whole
Sage.
thing of trying to make she got the jumps just right. She figured out where she needed to go to edge out the gravity well and not get caught up in that shit again because she was tired of it last time. You looked at her funny when she told you she had it under control last time. You didn't believe her. And so
Yep.
she did this stuff, but this is a weird. The Bloody Rift is a weird area of space because of that freaking black hole. So, stuff moves around sometimes. It's got to be what it is. But
Yep.
Kayla takes, it's not as easy this time around
More
to
like
break out of
bloody
that gravity
wrist.
well. And so, the ship takes some damage while she's trying to jump out there. Yeah, exactly. Look, she's a good pilot, okay? She just rolled crappy. So so let's see. What how do we damage the ship? How do we damage the ship?
Well, that's one of the assets.
There's a thing though in the rules, right? About take damage. Condition meters. Asset condition meters. Make the withstand damage move. Okay, cool. Withstand damage move. There's a move for that.
Okay, bloop, 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 bloop. To try to withstand some damage.
What is it under though? Is the real question. Scene challenge?
Um, so when your vehicle faces a damage, it's
Oh,
under suffer.
suffer.
Yeah. Um,
-1
suffer.
integrity for minor, -2 for serious, or -3 for major. Our integrity is good right now. We're at 3, or we're at 5 for the ship, I think, right? It starts at max. Yeah, it starts at max. So our integrity is still 5. Um, so we can roll plus integrity to try to resist the damage, which we will. Okay, so I'm going to take the ship. Where did I put it? Mercy. We're going to roll
Okay,
integrity.
if it's 0 or we choose to resist, roll plus integrity. Okay.
So we can either just take the damage up front, which I'm going to say this. I mean, nothing about this was particularly like dangerous, so it's probably a -1 normally. Like I would assume so, because we didn't. Nothing told us, oh, this is going to be bad. This is going to be bad damage. It's just we just happen to take damage as part of paying the price here.
Yeah.
So, but I still want to. I'll roll integrity because we're at 5, so it's worth it to roll for that. So we'll roll that. Thank God. Oh, thank
There we
God.
go.
Can we
Nice.
finally get a strong hit? Oh my God.
Write it out. Take +1 momentum, or if your vehicle is not battered, take. Okay, we already have full integrity, so we don't need to lose integrity, right?
Yeah, we don't need to lose integrity because we
Therefore,
just
you
resisted it.
got a momentum. There you go.
Yeah, we. Oh, I gain a momentum. Yeah.
Ooh, I guess Bioship uh, arc is not being addressed now.
Not just now. Well, let's get out of the initial quest phase here first, and then dig into that. Let's see, where was I? Oh yeah, mine on momentum. Hey, look, I have momentum. I'm slightly higher on the momentum now. Wouldn't have saved us for that last one, but you know. Okay, so we get back. Look, Sage, I don't want to hear it. It's not your goddamn ship. As long as you get to where we're going safely, this is none of your business. None of your business what happens with the ship. I'm the pilot. Kayla's a little butthurt and flustered because you know.
Sage just shrugs, and Tim makes some
Tim,
noises.
I point at Tim too. I don't want to hear it, Tim. I don't want to hear it. Or no, do I know Tim's name at this point?
I don't know. I
Have
don't
we
think
talked
it has
about that?
established
No,
yet.
no. I don't want to hear it from your freaky friend who's your shirt too. Okay, I don't want to hear it from him.
His name is Tim Kayla. Okay.
Don't care what his name is. My ship. I'm taking care of it. It's okay. It's not a problem. We got out of this without any damage this time, okay? So Kayla
Well,
takes us
Tim
on
thinks he
through.
should have used that other setting that he's talking about. I don't understand it.
Kayla understands nothing of what Tim says, but is mumbling under her breath about some smart ass weird shirt thing that feels the need to second guess her every move. Maybe if the shirt thing was a better pilot, the shirt thing should have got its own ship. So, so, so we find ourselves back at, oh God, Sagan. Thank you. We find ourselves back at Sagan. Find ourselves back at Stimmy's. What what state do we find Stimmy in? We pissed her off the last time, and when I say we, I mean me. But it's a team effort here. Team effort. I think
Oh
Stimmy's
crap!
a little annoyed with us.
We were gonna try to do something awesome, right? To get on their good side. I can't remember what it was. Oh, we went straight from Lydia to the job without bothering her. That's what it was. We were going to impress her by just showing up having done the deal without having pissed her
Oh
off.
yeah, because we were trying. Yeah, because the initial thing was us just like.
She's like, "What do we have to? I have to wipe your asses for you too?" Or
Yeah, and she's like, she just sets us off to like go, okay, make contact with Lydia, get the information we need, the unspoken there is that we're going to meet back up with her and talk about it, but we just went ahead and did it
Yeah.
because we're special, and we want to make sure that she doesn't think that we're complete jackasses, I guess. So I think we find her and she's like, so what took so long? I think she's
Kayla didn't program the thing right. Tim tried to make her understand, but she didn't.
Kayla puts her hand up in front of your face, like one finger, and is just like, Sage, Sage, can you let me handle this, Sage? Can you please let me handle this? Look, beyond whatever may have occurred getting to and from, I think the important thing here is that we have the information you're looking for, and I hold up the data stick. I said, it took working with our new friend, but I think he's very interested in getting us in with your people here. He really wants something that he could bring to his higher ups to show them a win. So he's willing to help us get there.
Is that where we're just telling the truth to them all every time?
Well, so like not to the. I think to Stimmy, I would probably not hold back anything because she knows more about the situation than we do, probably, right?
Yeah, but I mean,
so, I get what you're getting at, though.
If we just continue like playing them, but without having to play them, they're just playing each other through us. Great.
Look, when they don't realize that they're in a Yojimbo situation, they'll Yojimbo themselves. Okay.
Yeah.
I think Yojimbo's the right one. Yes,
yeah.
Yojimbo's the right one. Yes. To be straightforward though as possible on this one though, I think Kayla is like I think honesty has worked with us up to this point with Yukon just because we avoid saying the quiet part out loud, which he doesn't seem to get, but we're okay with that. But Stimmy, I would think twice before trying to hold back information in a situation she understands better than we do. Although realistically, I don't know. Okay, so let's take a step back here. So let's rewind it a little bit. Do we want to just pretend like we did it on our own and not tell her anything about Yukon? Past what we had already told her. We just tell her, oh, we met up with Lydia. She gave us the information. We figured out how to get inside. We got the data. We came back.
Yeah, I think that makes it sound more competent.
Okay.
Rather than incompetent. And
whoa there, buddy.
We don't have to volunteer anything more about Yukon necessarily.
Okay.
Unless she asks, maybe.
Okay, so we're gonna tell her that, and we're gonna let's see what So all of this, I feel like in all of this we have made a little extra. I think we've made it to the end of the thing here, so I think us giving her the data is us rolling on this vow.
Yeah.
So let me. I'm going to add progress because we've done more, obviously. So I'm going to add. Yep. So we went and talked to. We did all the stuff talking to Lydia. Then we talked to Yukon. Then we got the data and took it back to Stimmy. So I think that's like two phases of progress there.
We definitely should have bumped it up after we convinced Yukon to get it.
Okay. So and then I think getting back to Stimmy with the stick is the last step for us. So now we have a full 10. The only way we can fail this is with a 10. I'm going to roll a 10. It'll be okay. Here we go. Oh, wait. Actually, wait. Where is... Okay, there we go. I just wanted to bring up the thing just so I could see what we do on a hit. All right, here we go. We roll in this vow. Sweet baby Jesus, we made it.
Strong hit.
Why do I keep rolling super high too? Like these eights and sevens. Oh man. Our vows were fulfilled. Mark a reward on our quest legacy track per the vows rank. uh, which this vow was a dangerous vow. So it's 2 ticks on your legacy, your quest legacy track.
Two.
Yep. And
Okay.
then, and then, um, yeah. So I think we handled the stick over to Stimmy, and I mean this was a strong hit. So I think this is I think this has maybe helped counterbalance the extreme negativity we found ourselves in with her the last time,
Yeah.
making her a little friendlier to us. So I feel like I feel like we need to develop our relationship with Stimmy.
We completed the quest to their benefit.
Yep. So we mark progress on the connection. Hey, getting friendly with Stimmy.
Stimmy Kubat.
Good old Stimmy Coopet. Pretty much. This is yeah, so Stimmy eases up a little bit. She's not quite as we're not quite the morons we came across as to begin with. It was a good call with the not telling her about Yukon stuff because then maybe that helps a lot in that situation too.
Yeah.
So how do we deal with this with Yukon though? Then do we talk to Stimmy more generically, like, "Hey, we heard that Yukon's kind of trying to get its hooks into Sagan," or do we leave it alone for now?
I think we do that and turn what could have sounded like us needing extra help into, hey, while we were at it, we were able to extract info from this guy.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's a good call too. Yeah, yeah, exactly. So like it gives us a little extra boost from the hey, not only did we competently do that thing you asked us for after fucking up once, uh but we also got some extra information for you that might be of use. And so let's see. So we're going to let basically let Stimmy know that hey, this dude is is trying to get an inside person in Sagan. Okay. So where do we go from here? Do we so we let Stimmy know about Yukon. Do we think she has more work for us right away, or do we need to kind of do the whole like well go kick the tires on stuff and meet some other people kind of thing going on in this situation on Sagan?
Yeah, we can do one of those moves that I guess
Oh, one of like the rest ones.
the rest ones. What?
Yeah, there's like the recover moves,
Oh,
but like
uh,
we don't really need the recovery side of it. But I like
no, I was gonna say like you roll to see like what quest hook pops up.
okay.
You know what I'm
Do
talking about?
a is that what do you call it?
Oh, that's the begin a session. It's not really fitting. But there is
Well, we
something
could
else.
see if
There's
we could
something.
see if
I thought
something else
there's
comes
something
up,
similar.
right?
Yeah, there's something else similar. Like on the, I thought it was in.
Well, the
No, not an adventure move.
yeah, I thought
X.
there was something like that too.
Mm, I think what I was thinking about was that session start move.
Yeah, where it gives you because it gives you a thing to like.
I mean, there's no harm in doing that now. It's not like,
All right.
yeah, I don't see why we can't do that now. It's just it's weird that that's not something you can do.
Well, because it includes some stuff that's kind of like front loading for the session, right? Because like it includes like
Yeah,
flashbacks and like introducing new things. But it's also it's exactly what you're talking about though. It's that kind of like quest hooky thing where it's like, okay, something is happening. Here's the generic description. You guys come up with whatever it is. So I think that works. I think we just oh yeah, because if we catch a flashback, maybe we do start digging in on the ship. For anyone who is not aware, oh, actually, we don't have to fix our ship. We
nope.
successfully avoided the damage.
Yeah, ship is
We
okay.
resisted the damage,
We have
so the ship is
no reason to be
technically
tinkering with
okay.
ship right now. Yeah,
Kayla needs you to stop talking shit about her piloting. She is fine, and it's her ship, and she'll worry about it. Okay.
yeah.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, so yeah, so let's yeah, so we'll roll it and then we'll decide where we go from there. But I feel like where we're at with Stimmy is maybe leading into this. I think Stimmy's basically like, you did good, kids. Uh, check in with me every so often. I might have something for you, kind of thing. Where it's like she's like releasing us to uh, our own recognizance.
Yep.
I
How
am a
about a
leaf on the wind.
quick bio?
Yeah. Let's take a pause real quick for a bio break. Guys, we will be right back. Give us like 3 to 5 minutes here.
Yeah. And I will be right back. Okay.
And we're back. Thank you for everyone for sticking with us through that and through the technical difficulties. Appreciate it. We will get these things ironed out. Okay. So we are in good with Stimmy. We've made some progress with our connection there. She let us know, hey, look, you did good with this one. Maybe you're not as big of idiots as I thought you were to begin with. So stick around. Check in with me every once in a while. We'll see. Maybe there's some work I can throw your way.
Also, one thing I thought about when I was stepping away, technically, we also made progress for Yukon by completing the
Oh,
thing.
yeah. That's a good point. I am with you on that 100%. Especially because he's formidable.
That was
He's a little higher up
when
on
we
the.
bumped the vow. Bloop.
What was that? Oh, we both did it. Oh, okay.
Well, you did the connection, but it was for the vow.
Oh, for the vow. Okay.
I mean, it can go up on the connection too.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Because both things. I got you. Gotta get in the headspace of keeping track of all this stuff this way. Okay. So we're gonna kind of go off and do our own thing while we're kind of figuring out where we're going with this.
Well,
Uh,
we need two more blippy things, progress marks to finish that vow with Yukon. Um, so I don't know if we roll a random hook thing, maybe we can try and tie that into that somehow.
yeah, and that was the other side of that too. Is that I was assuming that we were going to be forsaking that vow.
Oh,
Uh,
that's true.
but that doesn't mean that we can't ride this out a little longer and see where we go with that. Because we haven't officially talked to Yukon about it directly.
Yeah,
So my thought
yeah.
was
Well,
is
let's
we'll
see
see
where
how
this
that.
hook leads. Then, yeah.
Yeah, so we're gonna roll out a hook real quick and see what we get.
Okay.
Okay, I think there's two ways we could take this. In two directions we can go. I think direction one is uh, getting more work from Stimmy. We have a flashback that talks about something that lines up another job that she has for us, maybe. Or I see this as we get more information about Yukon and maybe what he's doing to make sure that we stay on track. And that in turn makes some situation for us.
Flashback between him and Stimmy's past relationship, whatever that was.
Like we could see how
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 it soured
upset
or
he
something.
is with her, or how because like we talked about them being they had kind of a they definitely had a sour relationship, right? They did not have a
Yeah.
well, I mean something was going on with between them, but then it went bad. Let's see, where did I?
Where is that at? Because I don't see it under Stimmy.
Yep, and I
Uh,
don't think I put any notes down. It's not under Stimmy. Uh, I mean, other than her talking to us about him, nothing is set in stone about their relationship. So I think we're okay with that. But I'm pretty sure that the gist of it was
It
is
was
that they
definitely a business relationship, and it wasn't
she
like
she knew
romantic.
him. Yeah, she knew him when he was like the director of trade or something like that, or one of
Yeah.
the assistant directors of trade for Firebird Bionics. And so since she was a fixer, she would get him stuff, or he would get her stuff, and they had a
Didn't he
kind of a
like?
cordial.
Didn't he like stiff her on like a bill or something? Was that what it was?
let me let me cough to death. Let me choke to death real quick on some spit. But
Don't do
I
that.
don't think we came up with any details about what happened between them. We just know that there was a falling out when he switched over to the security side of the house.
Yeah, it was a business falling out for sure.
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
not nothing like they weren't in a personal relationship. They were in kind of like an under the table business relationship.
yeah.
So maybe this flashback is uh maybe this flashback is Barrick coming for to Stimmy for some information that will help him in his career because he's very career focused. And Stimmy rebuffs him because they don't have the same kind of business relationship they did. And to him, he just wants to get stuff done, so he just saw her as a connection to use, and she's not down for that because she's a fixer. She's got to look out for her own. So maybe that's what. Does that make sense? And then we could parlay that into him not trusting anything to do with her. And so maybe we've got some people following us that we notice as we're leaving her place.
Okay.
Does that sound cool?
Yeah, I was also thinking like, do we ask her what went down between her and Yukon so we can get a little more information from him
Get a
or
little
about him?
information dump from her about it.
Yeah.
So like maybe Kayla's a little you know, while we're sitting there handing over the information, and she's like, being nice to us and stuff. Kayla kind of is like, okay, well, let's open up the friendship gap a little bit more there. Let's get in there with the jaws of life and pry that open. So and just calls out basically, look, Barrick seems to have it out for you and this station. Like, what's the deal there? And Stimmy kind of gives us an exasperated sigh, kind of looks around the place, and it's pretty empty right now. So she doesn't really have anything to kind of lean into. It's busy here. Get out. So she just kind of relents and gives us a little bit.
Right.
So I don't know. Let's see. Want me to talk this one out, and then we'll talk about it some more after that. Beyond what we already brought up.
Um,
Or do you want to do this? Do you have an idea for?
I don't have an
Okay.
idea for it. I was just looking for like maybe one of these what do you call it? One of these oracles. I was looking for something in there.
Okay.
Like a motivation kind of thing. Like,
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, something more specific, yeah, because we have I have the gist of it, and we can play it out. Like we don't need to roll for it, but we could if there's something that you think that would fit.
I don't have anything. So if you have it, go
Okay.
for it.
So yeah, so let's just so Stimmy's sighs. She kind of leans back in her chair, puts her head in her hand a little bit, and is like rubbing her temples, and is like weighing the whole like, well, just telling us to piss off, or maybe giving us a little something so that she's a little bit more sympathetic to us. Um. So she says, "Look, Barrick and I used to do business. Uh, you know, being a fixer, I acquire, I supply, I do various things. Barrick, he's a young upstart assistant director working for Firebird Bionics. someone at middle management with the right kind of access is just the kind of thing a fixer needs from a company like that, especially one operating in the same sector. So we had an arrangement, but his ambitions kind of outgrew that arrangement. And when he came back to me and asked me for some help outside the scope of our arrangement, no return on my side, I might add. He made a mistake. I explained to him that we are not friends. We're not necessarily enemies, but we're not friends. And helping someone out is what I do for a friend. If he wants to be a customer, if he wants to give me some work, throw some double dollars my way, maybe some equipment, maybe some information, different story. But I cut him off, cut him out of everything that he was still tied to after realizing that he was going to try to use our relationship to get a little farther. And we just haven't really had a nice chat since then. Seen him a few times, but he doesn't look like a guy that trusts me too much right now. And I think him reaching out to you guys to have you guys steal some information from under, the people I work for, one of the people I work for. It's just him not trusting me some more. I think with that we part ways, unless there's anything Sage would say to that. Kayla would kind of just listen and take it in as a story.
Yeah.
So again, all kind of feeding back to the Yukon Barrack does not trust Stimmy plotline here. I think we leave Stimmy's place. And I think there's a chance that one of us notices that we're being followed.
Okay.
So what does that fall under?
Face danger.
Face
Uh,
danger. Face danger. I think oh man.
observation. So wits.
Observation. Yeah, wits. So I think we're gonna face danger. I think this is something that we both have to do, and we react however it comes out.
Okay.
I think this is something for since it's a situation that both of our characters are wrapped up in, and we're both gonna have to react to some way. Um, so I'm gonna I think I don't know how I'm going to react, but the key here for Kayla is that she's just if this is a question of whether or not she actually sees something before it hits her,
Yeah.
So that's what we're rolling for here for me.
Oh, I have a buddy. What does he do? Does he? No, he doesn't.
Oh yeah, actually I forgot. I also have well, I'm not doing any. Oh, I'm doing face danger. Oh no, not guiding my vehicle while facing danger. So, yep, pretty much just a straight wits roll for me. See how this goes. Oh, thank God.
Sage is oblivious.
Kayla and Sage walking down. Kayla and Sage, we leave Stimmy's place, which is this nightclub on Sagan, and I assume that we're just staying on the ship in the dock. So we're kind of walking our way towards the dock. Um, move -1. let me see. What? Oh, what is the wait, you have to so you have to face danger and then I have to take a suffer move -1. But I notice what's going on before it happens. So I kind of get the guys have the drop on me, but they also have the drop on Sage. Let's make a I'm gonna make a thing
Am I
for
gonna
us.
roll a pay the price?
Yeah, you roll your pay the price and I'll make a thing and we'll work it out from there. I'll make a thing.
A new enemy is revealed. Well, no shit, Sherlock.
Dude, maybe. Okay, so hear me out.
Yeah, we are too busy fighting about piloting. That's a perfect example. I'm still giving Kayla shit. Tim is squeaking in her direction. We're
So
all caught up
maybe
in it.
maybe the
And
pay the price on this also kind of turns it around too a little bit in the sense that these guys are here. Maybe these guys aren't Yukon's people.
the cult.
I was gonna say one of two things: either the cult or
Or the
they're
bounty
Phoenix's
hunters.
people.
Oh, okay.
Because like Phoenix, knowing what all's going on, right? He is, by the way, for anyone who does not know, the head of Phoenix Biotech. He we think he's an alien.
Oh yeah,
He's
the Department of Justice wouldn't have jurisdiction here. This is Sagan. So
yeah, right. So they're so I feel like I feel like this is this could be essentially like Phoenix knows what goes on Sagan. Phoenix also knows what goes on Eris, and has been somehow aware of our activities, but thinks maybe Yorick's meddling is going to screw everything up for him, and so he just wants to cut it all off and forget about it. Is that is that sensible based on what we've rolled?
so he's tying up what he thinks are loose ends
Yeah, so
that
he sees
Yukon
Yorick,
has started up.
or yeah, Yorick. He sees Yukon as yeah being a creating extra loose ends for him to
Oh,
deal with.
but he totally calls him Uric. He
Yorick,
can't
he
get his name
calls him
right
Yorick.
ever. Yeah,
Okay, so
it's his nickname for Yukon, Yarick, because he just can't remember his name. That just remembers a
the last portmanteau.
portmanteau of his first and last name.
Okay. So how difficult do we want this to be? Is this going to be? I think this is just from what we can see, it seems like a smaller fight from here, but it may grow bigger. If it's Phoenix doing this and not Yukon, then it's probably more dangerous. Because he's higher up on the food chain here.
Yeah, I
So
think I'm entering the fray.
yeah, we're gonna do that in just a sec. I'm,
What's
I'm making
happening?
a, I'm making a progress bar for this real quick. So what do we want to call this formidable? This interaction with these guys, these agents.
Sure.
Okay. All right. Fight with some agents. It's a formidable fight. Okay.
And these aren't the Department of Justice dudes. These are actual Firebird Bionics security.
Well, so I
Uh,
do you think they're
Smarter
Firebird
than the
Bionics?
average bear. I think they're more elite of a unit than the bounty hunter, the Department of
Yeah,
Justice.
not the like the beat cop level
They're
of
better.
the
They're better
Department of Justice
equipped.
guys.
So yeah, I'd say formidable works, right?
Yeah, because when I figured it's going to be something, if it's someone higher up, they're gonna be this is going to be a more of a real attempt to take us out,
Yeah.
and something we're gonna have to fight back against. So real quick, Kayla, to finish out, you already rolled your uh pay the price. Kayla though has to make a suffer move at -1. So Kayla's gonna real quick while we're before we jump ahead. Kayla's gonna do the suffer move. She's just gonna lose momentum because she noticed them, but maybe they got a little extra drop on her, but didn't really hurt us, but just uh, she noticed them at like the last moment, and as Sage is like talking shit to her about her piloting. Um,
If you just listen to Tim and hit the bloop blop on the dinghy, it would have happened just fine,
so
no trouble.
Sage is just sitting there talking, and then all of a sudden, Kayla kind of dips out of the way real quick, and just this like ping of a shot, like hitting next to her where she was, kind of happens, and she takes a -1 to her momentum. And so she's sitting behind a box, kind of staring up at Sage. And we have our first combat. So this is great. I don't know. You've watched the combat stuff before, right? You know what we need to do for combat, right?
No.
Okay. So we're gonna start with Enter the Fray for sure. Um, I think uh, it doesn't matter what order we do this in, and it just kind of it's gonna get us into the fight.
I am caught up in a trap or sizing up the situation. Obviously, I'm caught up in a trap.
Oh yeah, 100%. No, they were following us. Kayla noticed at the last second you got right in that snare.
That's a wits roll.
Ooh-wee.
Oof. Uh,
So you can make that a weak hit. Um,
I will. Can't, my
the
yeah, I can build
downside,
my momentum at work.
yeah, you absolutely could. I think the only downside to taking the miss, you don't get either momentum or being in control. Uh, but you on a miss, you are definitely in a bad spot, which is the you have to fight your way out of that in combat. I think it makes sense that you'd be in a bad spot with the way we've talked about things, but I think if they took a shot at Kayla first and you change that into a weak hit, I think you could be in control by like snapping on them or maybe taking a position, something like that. I assume that's what you would be going for if you burned your momentum.
Okay, in control and in bad spot. I'm just looking over this. In control,
So
you can make proactive moves. When in
yeah.
bad spot, you must make reactive moves.
So there's certain combat moves you can only make from when you're in control. So like strike, um, gain ground, um, take decisive action, um, and then
I think
the
I'll go ahead and burn the momentum right now. Just
okay.
yeah, there we go.
All right. So what does Sage do? What happens? So someone takes a shot. Kayla kind of notices and just dodges right out of the way at the last possible second. Someone takes a shot at her. Uh, what does Sage do?
Someone also takes a shot at me, but Tim does his thing and becomes a shield, a living shield. Boom, deflects the bullet away, kind of.
How does
Uh,
Sage react to that kind of thing? Is Sage like a is does like when combat comes up? Because I feel like in my mind Sage is not the quick witted, super mentally sharp dude. He knows what he's doing. It's not like he's dumb. It's like you said, he's like kind of Draxy.
oh yeah,
But
it's
like
on now. Like he's got someone took a shot at him. His senses are now a little heightened. He's in control now. So I'm gonna
nice.
take the you are in control. So he's ready to you know do what his training you know told him and react based on his training. Um, so I'm in control. That means I dictate what to do. Um,
Well, let me. So you're in control. Let me flip back to Kayla real quick. I'll enter the fray also, and then we'll both proceed from there.
okay.
So I dipped out. I dipped behind a something small like crates or something like that. I'm sitting back there. I break out my pistol. I am, I believe, still we're caught in a trap. We're sizing up the situation, so I'll go with wits as well for this roll, and we'll see where I start here. Ah! Okay, weak hit. I'll take it. So I that first shot comes. I kind of dip out of the way, kind of roll to the side. Kayla immediately pistols out back to the crates that she hid behind. Pokes her head around the corner and sees two guys, one that had just shot at her and another one next to him, both turn and shoot at you. And plink plink, and Tim stops the bullets. And one of the guys notices her peeking and then turns and takes a shot and misses, but doesn't. But she ducks behind, and so we're both kind of. I'm kind of stuck behind this set of boxes, and you're out there behind Tim right now. So okay, so now we're in control. We can do what we want. How do you want to?
Uh,
Uh,
I need to gain ground because I'm melee. I've got my giant sword. I'm already in my on guard position and like super vigilant right now from the direction that the shots came at me and Tim. Uh, I'm just like super like bright eyed, like what? And I'm ready to go. So I assess where the shots are coming from. I know where I need to charge to. So I make a gain ground roll.
which one are you? Are you going with? So I feel like that has a couple. There are a couple
Charging
of options for there. Charging boldly into action is definitely one of the top ones. Yeah, that's
iron
hard.
would give me the best one, but I'm not really gaining leverage with force powering through or making a threat necessarily.
Are you like? Do
I'm
you draw your
charging it
sword as part of this charge though?
like it's literally like charging. Oh, my sword's already drawn at this point.
Okay, so that's what I'm saying though. Is like maybe I mean because you could still this could still be. I'm not trying to finesse the rules here. I'm just trying to come up with an accurate description
A
of what we're
reason to
going
use
for.
iron or
Yeah, I'm trying to come up with a reason to use iron. No, but I think you charging head first at a guy with your sword drawn though is pretty like that's pretty threatening, right? Like that's a you're basically turning this around and going like, no, you are the one in trouble. I can also
yeah,
see that being a charging boldly into action kind of move. I
yeah.
could
I was
also see
thinking
that being
charging into it, but I mean that's also threatening charge. Threatening like
I
I immediately like focus in on where they're at and just let loose with
maybe
a roar
does yeah I was gonna
and
say does
like getting ready to charge at them.
does Sage have a battle cry yet? Is there a battle
No,
cry for Sage?
it's just a yell.
It's just a yell. Does Tim have a
Uh,
battle cry?
it's like a squeak that's in harmony with my yelling.
So some kind of weird, high pitched harmonizing squeak coming from Tim to your
Yeah,
ah!
yeah. It very like Goku going Super Saiyan style, or
Charging up. Does Tim go
Akira
yellow?
Canada,
Yeah.
ah!
Okay.
And the little high pitched Tim. Ah! I can't do the high pitched squeak sound, but yeah, if you can imagine a
But
higher
we know
pitched
what you
squeak,
mean, though,
like
right?
from a mousy kind of sound. Yeah.
Yeah, like a like. I can't do the high pitched squeak either. I don't know how to do one. All right, my man. Give me a roll on that.
Okay. What?
Miss with a match.
Okay. Oof. Um.
Okay. So you're in a bad
Well,
spot. Okay.
let's pay
So
the
here.
price.
Miss with a match. Uh, First off, I mean you're gonna have to pay the price, but the match is gonna mean something, right?
We
So
mark progress though. First off, or no, we don't. What am I looking at? Oh, your foe gains the upper hand. The fight moves to a new location, or you encounter a new peril. You are in a bad spot. Okay, they gave me.
um
I pay the price. Um,
what so I think there's more guys than we thought initially. I think we see the two guys trying to take us out. As soon as you turn on them, two more people step
what
out.
the? That's not applicable, Oracle.
So whenever we run into something that's not applicable, either we take the what do you call it, the essence of what it is, and we develop something from it, or
I
we roll again.
waste resources.
I don't. Yeah, I don't think there's a. I think you can roll again because we're. This is definitely that's something that's going to be hard to.
I'm harmed.
You're
Okay,
hard.
that makes more sense.
So I
Yeah,
think
there's a
you
third
turn on
dude, and
these two guys, and it surprises them. You know, like they didn't expect. Like you were completely oblivious starting out, and so they were
but
kind of hoping to get the drop on us. Then
they've
you
got
turn
someone
on these
flanking
guys.
me.
Yeah, and there's like guys behind us, and I see it at the last possible second, and I'm just like call out for Sage, but then you get shot at.
Yeah, endure harm.
So endure your harm.
Suffer 1 health for minor harm, -2 for serious harm, 3 for major harm. Uh,
I think this is still a -1 situation.
you are physically bound to a being with 2 health when you make aggressive moves while giving yourself this added plus its health. If you face physical harm, choose either endure harm or a companion takes a hit move. To restore the symbiote's health, you must. Well, since they're flanking me and Tim protected me from the side I was facing the other dudes, Tim is not
Tim's
going
gonna
to
take this
endure.
hit.
No,
Oh,
I am.
oh, you're gonna take the hit because Tim
He
was
like
expecting
he
it to come
fanned
from the
out.
front. Yeah,
He fanned out to protect me from the two guys, but the third guy from behind had an open shot without Tim.
yeah. The way I see it is like these guys were like actually like kind of chasing us into a funnel essentially where they've got other people waiting, and so I'm assuming based on what we rolled that there's two more people right now, and that saw them at the last moment as they shot at you, and they so you can resist the damage, can't you?
Well, okay, so I guess
Yeah, so I think it'd be a -1 because this is just a skirmish, even though there was the match there. Fucking match. Well, you don't have to take the -1. Oh, I'm sorry. Yes.
I do. Yeah.
Oh man, so I gotta go back. The ship we the ship one works that way too. I gotta go back and relook at that.
Okay. If my health is 0 or I choose to resist the harm,
Yep.
roll health or iron, whichever is higher. I'm gonna roll iron.
Oh, we succeeded on the ship roll, so that one we took no damage. Okay.
Weak hit. I'm not wounded. You may lose 1 momentum in exchange for 1 health. Otherwise, press on. Okay. That's it then. That is
Press
it.
on. Okay.
I am now in a bad spot.
All right. So Kayla, seeing the other two people that got in, um, Kayla seeing the two people that got in or behind us, um, she's going to. She was already pistols out, ready to go at the other guys. She's going to go ahead and she's going to strike those guys that are behind us. She's just gonna. She was like looking at the other people, and she kind of turns around, sees the guys, calls out for you, and then in the same process is raising her pistols and shooting. Uh, oh, this is gonna be a long fight.
Oof. Oof.
Oh, whoops, wrong one. All right, let's pay the price. Oh man, I think
All righty.
so. There's two of them. There's two of them for sure. She sees the one taking shots at you, lines up shots on him. The other one's taking like lines up a shot on her, and uh, definitely takes a shot. Let's see, harm, endure harm. I'm gonna take the one damage, and then I'm gonna resist. I'm gonna try to resist it. Oh, thank God! Strong hit.
So I could get a
I have to
momentum.
reread these. I have to reread this area, this section of the book because it's a little confusing. Where it's like, well, you take the damage, then you can resist, and then if you resist and you're not wounded, you can take the health. Oh, but wounded is an actual misfortune. Okay, never mind, never mind, never mind. So I take the health then.
Yeah.
All right, I got a strong hit, so I get the health and I take one momentum. So the guy puts a shot like right over my head, and that puts me into gunfight mode.
You only take one of those on a strong hit.
Oh, you choose one. Okay, never mind. I'm just gonna take the health. Okay, so Sage not in a great spot. Sage is in a bad spot. Did I end up? Wait, we are both in a bad spot now.
Yeah, we both taken one damage. How do we want to approach this? I have to react at this point because I'm in a bad spot. You're in a bad spot too, right?
Yep, we are both. I'm gonna.
What do
I'm
they
gonna.
do?
I'm
They're
gonna.
they're the ones taking the action now. So what are they doing?
So this is the way combat works in this game is they don't take any actions.
But we
Everything
react.
everything that we do is either everything that happens is something that we choose to do. So in this case, like for me, I am going to react under fire. Um, I am going to try. I probably try to end up repositioning myself. I think.
We're
Uh,
both reacting under fire at this point.
yeah. So I'm gonna, in order to try to
Literally.
get myself out of the bad spot here, I'm going to react under fire and try to reposition myself because I got into cover, face away from guys that were behind us, and now there's guys in front of me shooting at me. So it's like, okay, well, to get out of this bad spot, I really need to get someplace safer. So I'm gonna like we're kind of like in a hallway because they were kind of trying to ambush us, I think. But there's stuff maybe on the sides of this hallway, like maybe some like you know businesses or something like that, like or like storage rooms or something like that. So I'm gonna try to the crates that I ducked behind were kind of stacked up next to a doorway. I'm just gonna try to slip into the doorway. So I'm gonna react under fire. I'm gonna roll edge. All right, there we go. I get in control and I take a momentum. So I slip into a doorway with other shots kind of following me, but I'm safely in there. and I can see you and the other two guys, but I can't see the two guys that uh, in, were in the direction we were moving uh, from where I'm at just yet. So so I am back in control. So we can trade back and forth,
Yeah.
or we can just just keep rolling as we have ideas for stuff. But I think trading back and forth is probably the best idea because I'm not.
Yeah, that's fine.
I yeah, I can run over people pretty easy just by bullshitting. So
Okay. Um, so I'll react under fire.
okay,
Obviously, more foes than uh, Tim or I initially thought, but we adapt. Ping by someone. We block or use diverting with force. We take a new stance now that we know that the nature of the attack has changed. So we take the appropriate stance. He does his shieldy thing behind me to cover my flank, and I move in to try to attempt to gain ground again and take a new stance to deflect bullets using goofiness.
you do your.
Twirling my sword around like a crazy madman to divert the bullets.
You hear Kayla yell, "It's not gonna work, Sage."
Well, it's part of my training. It's gotta work. So yeah, I roll my iron.
Okay.
Weak hit. Okay. I managed to deflect bullets, but they're really firing at me, so I can't really gain as much ground as I
Maybe
wanted
maybe
to
your whole plan was to like get. I mean, obviously you wanted to get within striking range of these guys, right?
to get into close combat. Yeah.
To get into close combat. So you're like you go to deflect bullets and you're deflecting the bullets, but they are like they are keeping you a lot busier than you anticipated it, and you weren't able to actually advance as part of that.
Yeah.
But you are successfully deflecting the bullets, so you're still kind of
Yeah, I did what I wanted to do, and I look badass doing it, but I'm still in a bad spot
yeah,
because
you didn't get the advantage you were hoping for out
they've
of that.
they've
No,
still
no, you.
pinned me down with fire.
Oh yeah, you stay in a bad spot. Yeah,
Yeah.
and you have to make a suffer move.
Yeah.
Oh jeez, man, bad spot's bad.
I'd say I'm delayed or disadvantaged.
Okay.
Um, I mean, I that kind of is what it says right there. I could suffer one momentum for a minor setback.
Yeah, I think
I'd
momentum
say
makes
that.
sense because it's because you were trying to do something,
Yeah,
but it kind of
it
you
hurt my
succeeded in
momentum.
part of it, but you still got stopped, right? Like
Mhm.
you weren't able to do exactly what you're trying to do, so you have to rethink your situation, kind of, right? So I think
Yeah.
momentum makes sense.
Yep.
All right, Kayla wants to make some space for you.
I can also, as Adlin pointed out, I can make a move aided by the symbiote, and on a
Yeah.
roll of one on your action die.
Wait, what? Make a
Oh,
move aided
if
by
I
the
make a
symbiote.
move aided by my symbiote and roll a one on the action die, my fragile bond is broken for several hours.
Oh, but you didn't actually like. But that's if you.
I'll need to read up on how to use Tim effectively, but so I can power game.
Yeah.
um, anyways, I think that's fine. I lost momentum. Whatever. Next.
Yeah. All right. So Kayla's going to try to make some space for you. She sees where you're going with the other. You're getting trying to get closer to the other two, the two that attacked us from behind. So she's going to swing out the doorway, just blasting. No, she's going to. She's going to. Uh, so maybe this is a big room that she's in, and it has a couple of doors that lead out into the hallway. She's going to attempt to flank these guys. She's going to run down to the next doorway and then try to swing out and come out blasting. Pew, 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 pew. So she's going to. Oh, she's going to gain ground. Yeah, yeah. So that'll be a gain ground move. So she's going to gain ground with. Oh, geez. She is maneuvering. So roll edge. Strong hit. Oh my god. Finally, Jason. Finally, we mark progress. So a strong hit. We mark progress. I take +2 momentum, and I add +1 to my next move. Oh, choose two. So I mark progress. I'm gonna mark progress and take a +1 on my next move. Those are the two I'm gonna take.
All right.
So I kind of I I run down a little ways inside there. I'm like, okay, I gotta clear these guys out from behind you. So I run down to the doorway. I kind of take a quick peek, and they haven't really noticed me just yet. So I'm going to come out guns blazing on them. Um, do you want me to try and handle them first, or do you want to deal with your next step?
Um, Go ahead and deal with yours.
Okay. So I will go ahead and I'm gonna I have I'm in control, and I have a +1 for the move, so I'm gonna go ahead and strike. I'm gonna try to hit these guys. Uh, let's see with edge. So I kind of lean out the doorway again. Pew pew. Yeah, there we go. Mark progress twice.
Dang, look at that.
So I lean out and just unload on both of these guys, and I think I get one of them for sure. He drops to the ground. Pew 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 pew. The other one notices me and in the barrage kind of ducks behind another set of crates that's in the hallway, and so they're more focused on me now than you. So I'm hoping that gives you a little bit of a reprieve for your next thing.
Okay. Okay. I mean, the only thing I can really do is react under fire still. At this point.
Yeah.
Um,
So I think you're still kind of shaken up from you were blocking the bullets and stuff, but there was just a lot more to it than you were expecting. They were a lot more accurate and whatnot.
yeah. But now that you've diverted a little bit, I try and make another move to attempt that same thing. Trying to think if there's something. Yeah, no, I mean that's it. Like
I
I
think
try and move forward.
well, so what you know I made some room for you there, so mechanically maybe that doesn't give you any advantage, but maybe now, okay, you are in a better position to uh, uh, charge one of them specifically. Stop. Don't try to position yourself to maximize both of them, but charge one of them specifically to try to like you know
Yeah.
secure getting into combat range with them and take them out.
Mm, Edge. I think edge is appropriate for this. Dodging, getting back into position.
Yeah, yeah.
You know,
You're trying to be swift and get yourself closer to them. So
why? Are you serious? How many matches? Oh my god.
a
It's a good
miss
build.
with a match. God damn it.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Okay,
Yikes.
so I mean, what happens here?
Well,
Like, what?
my character's gonna die this session. Is what's gonna
I don't think
happen.
you're gonna die. I don't think you're gonna die. What? Okay, so
um,
do like you picked the worst ones to charge in on because these guys are like the sharpshooters, or at least they're like the gunslingers for Phoenix, and so they are like firing at you much faster than you anticipated, and they're covering each other, and they're kind of as you advance, they're also kind of stepping back. They're also taking a trying to avoid getting jumped by you, and then as you're just slowly working your way forward and they're slowly working their way backwards away from you, you get hit in the shoulder. Boom. Whole another set of guys. Are they down the hall from us? Like we so this is like a
a
hallway.
a new enemy is revealed. Yeah.
What yeah, that's working off of what came up there. So what are they? We're in a hallway. Are they further down than the two guys that I've been taking on, or were they following the guys that were like setting the ambush for us?
Um,
Like I feel it would make sense if there was like so the guys that were following us, there were guys behind them,
I
right?
was thinking that, or maybe like, what if Phoenix is behind the corners and is like, that's enough, you know?
Oh, but well,
Because he sees me with the symbiote and is like, what the?
maybe it's
Maybe
not
he's there.
Phoenix. Maybe it's not Phoenix that's there though, right? Because I'm feeling like
Or
Phoenix.
someone that knows about the symbiote or
I was gonna
something.
say I don't think Phoenix. I feel like Phoenix is gonna be in the shadows for a while longer. I don't think he'd go out and do stuff at this stage, for this kind of thing. But maybe he has someone who's trusted that is like
Well, he's
leading
got
this
eyes.
group.
He's clearly got eyes, like whether they've got body cams or whatnot, and he can see remotely what they're seeing and
Well, I think it's
orders
totally
them
reasonable for the guy
through.
to be there. I think I think an agent of his
No, I'm,
that's
I'm saying like
trusted.
Phoenix is the one that's
Oh yeah.
seeing things from afar through their cameras and is giving orders to their
Oh, and
sergeant.
like tells him to like up pause it real quick. Pause this. Don't kill them yet.
Yeah, don't kill the symbiote.
So you're so I take out one, force the other one
But like,
that
a
was
whole bunch of them like come out, like you said, from the out of the
yeah,
woodwork.
maybe it was like this was just the group that was like setting and springing the ambush, but there's more security forces, or agents there. And so maybe this guy and another guy kind of step out, come up behind the two that were following us, and the big guy, the main guy, basically, I don't know what he says. What would he say? He would say like do you think he would threaten us, or do you think he would just play it like telling his boys to? He would just pull the chain on his dogs, Like, or would he like basically tell us, you know?
I think they try to disarm us at the very least.
So he would step out and say something like, "You're surrounded.
Yeah,
There's nowhere to go, and Phoenix wants what Phoenix wants. So you'd be better off laying down your weapons right now and just having a talk."
yeah.
What? Oh shit! How would Kayla respond to that? Like,
Sage understands this is a losing situation, and
I think Kayla would see as like, okay, so like the slight upper hand she gained by taking the one guy out bought us nothing essentially, and it just the situation just keeps getting worse. So
yeah,
I think she would do this. I think she would see Sage also kind of giving into the situation, not I mean not giving up, but just not resisting further, and she would kind of put the guns away. So what's the deal? What are they looking for? What do they want from us now that they've seen that Sage has this symbiote? So we know the symbiotes are tied up with the. We know the symbiotes are tied up with the what's it called? Right,
Essentia.
the extension. The what are they called?
Yeah, the
Essentia.
Essentia.
Thank you, thank you.
Yeah.
So we know they're tied up with the Essentia, and we know that what the religious nuts and Phoenix are after has something to do with the Essentia, like out of character meta story wise. I mean, so 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 Phoenix knows about the symbiotes, or at least knows that the Essentia have created symbiotes in the past. What do they get out of the what are they trying to get from us? Because they were going to kill us when they thought we were just mercenaries, but now they've seen your symbiote, and that caused Phoenix to get a little like get his hackles raised, or at least curious about us.
Yeah. What is his motivation for that? That's yeah.
What if there is some kind of lock they haven't been able to unlock yet? And the only thing that they've been able to find out is that the key is this thing that was created by the Essentia. And the best thing that he could come up with is it's some kind of symbiotic being.
Or some kind
You
of
know,
genetic key or
he
something.
he has no idea what the thing is specifically, but he thinks the key that was created. Yeah, yeah, it's like a genetic key or something like that. But I mean, like in big terms, all he sees it as is a key that unlocks this thing, and he doesn't know a lot about it, but he knows that it was created by the Essentia, and he knows that maybe he knows that it took its form is some kind of symbiotic being that was going to be with humanity, or help work with whoever was the Essentia gave the symbiote to, and that would give you access to these things, to whatever it is he wants to unlock.
Yeah.
So so Phoenix sees you working with the symbiote thing. No one in the forge has ever seen a symbiote before, aside from your people. Not I mean, no one. I mean, in general, the general public does not have any idea that symbiotes exist or anything like that. And so he sees this, and it's a unique enough thing that he goes, okay, let's pump the brakes a little bit. I want to talk to these people. And so he tells his sergeant, don't kill them. I want them alive.
Yeah.
So the sergeant comes around. He tells the sergeant, whatever you need to do to bring them in, I want to talk to them alive. And so the sergeant's like, okay. Superior force didn't really stop these guys. Maybe just trying to tell them the truth will, at least that Phoenix wants to talk to them. And so he tries to reason with us by letting us know, hey, you're outgunned. There's more guns here to deal with you than you can see right now. If you just keep continuing resisting, we'll destroy Sagan Station to kill you. He's like, that's not an obstacle for us. He says, so what I'd like from you though is to not kill you. What I'd like from you is to introduce you to someone, my employer. And I think we should pause there.
Yeah.
I think that's a reasonable stopping point. I think we're setting ourselves up for next session, so we are going to go. We are going to talk to maybe the sergeant guy for a little bit longer. Finish out this interaction with the agents, and then we will probably end up going and talking to Phoenix. That'll actually introduce Phoenix into the game instead of just us talking about him. So
Phoenix Downey. Oh,
God damn it! Did you just
this sergeant guy? No, that's the name we already gave him.
Oh, is that the name we already gave him?
We had reserved a name for a badass.
Oh, we did. Do you want to use it?
Do
you
we
remember where it's at?
Is this guy going to be significant? This guy that's leader of this team.
Yeah, let's put it this way. So these guys,
he's significant enough to be a named dude.
These are like elite agents. So whoever this guy is going to be like either a right hand man or someone high enough up in the organization that he's trusted, right, to run this kind of operation.
Yeah.
I think this guy could be a connection, at the very least, an enemy, a major enemy. And so I think naming him would not be a bad idea, because do you remember where that was? Where the fuck did I put that? It was in the session notes. Ezra Winter.
There we go. Yeah, he's the Mike Ehrmantraut.
He is. He will be the
fixer.
Fits.
He is the Mike. He is the
Mike Ehrmantraut.
We wanted that for a Mike. There's our Mike right there. It fits.
So Ezra Winter, the right hand of Phoenix Downey, the owner and CEO of Phoenix Bionics, who is searching for something. Ezra Winter has come to collect us. Initially, our heads, but after some thought, after seeing the Tim in action, has decided, or has been told by Phoenix that he needs to bring us in alive, and so this is the man we'll be talking to starting next session. Oh man!
There we go.
All right. So let's so we kind of I think we already did kind of a little bit the end the session scene there, or thing there. I think we did good on the developing relationships this time around. I think we got them all. I don't think we had anything extra. Let me add in Ezra Winter here. So we have, I think that's a focus for our next session. I made an Ermagerd. So apologies to everyone there. Still technical issues for some reason. I'm going to look into that further too. I was saying, before I was rudely cut off by the end of my stream, prematurely there, that we really appreciate you guys joining along. Sorry about the technical issues. We're still working on all of that. We will be picking this back up, I believe, next week, right, Jason? We're good for next week.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll be picking this up next Thursday, aiming for 7:30 p.m. Pacific time. Uh, I'll put the VOD of this up. I'll stitch together everything so it's not so clunky, hopefully. And then I'll put the VOD up on YouTube. In between now and then, if you have any suggestions, questions, requests, feel free to let me know. Thank you for joining us, and we will catch you guys later. I hope you all have a good night. Wait for it. Wait for it. I'm almost there. I have to make an ending cam for this one too.